When's the last time you saw a Mazda 626 GT Turbo? Let's get started. Yes, this is another Euro-Asian Bob Strikes Again. This is one of his cars he's going to be having for sale. It needed a few things fixed, and we actually already got them done. But this thing is in such nice shape. It is a 1986 Mazda 626 GT Turbo. And I don't know that I've ever seen one before. And there's very interesting stories behind these cars. One interesting story is actually the Connecticut Highway Patrol actually used these cars for their patrol cars when they first came out, when they were new. They were sleek, they were low profile, very unassuming cars, kind of like an unmarked car. You know, you're cruising, you know you're speeding, you're going way over the speed limit, you zoom past this car and you're like, nah, that's not a highway patrol car. And then it's too late. Yes, it was a highway patrol car, and it's actually pretty fast. They're able to catch up to you and hand you your nice hefty ticket. Now, obviously it's not fast like a Z06 Corvette or something. It's not that kind of fast. But in the era of cars, this was actually kind of a zippy car. I really like the styling of it, especially when Mrs. Wizard shows you guys the interior. It takes me back to a time I'd almost forgotten. Some of the colorations they use, some of the orange, like the insignia and the writing and some of the things on the gauge faces is like orange colored. I was like, oh, I remember all this now. I remember seeing cars like this. It's really, really cool. Let's take a look around this thing. It is in really nice shape. There's the front of this 626. Many of you have probably seen 626s before. I don't know that there's hardly any on the road left anymore in this condition. Not very many at all. Look at those wheels, solid aluminum wheels. Those are not covers or plastic pieces. Those are very, very nice wheels. Look how thick that is. Nice. As we've gone along, you've seen the paint is very nice. There's a few small flaws here in the paint, here or there. But you can see back here, 626 GT. And it also has a badge that denotes it being turbo. And down that side, you can see equally very nice. Let's go ahead and jump under the hood. One last shout out to the Figaro. It is leaving tomorrow with a very hefty build. But the customer is very happy. He doesn't know anyone else would even begin to want to work on that as far as shops. We were happy to take it on. We had success in everything that was asked of us, and it turned out very, very good. Very happy to help that customer out. Now, let's see what's under this hood.
Spaghetti! Spaghetti's under here.
Yes, this is the era of the 80s. It is fuel injected. Luckily, it's not carbureted. This is right on the fine line, 84, 56, where you can still have carbureted cars. But this one has turbo piping. It has all kinds of other piping. There's some steel piping going on there. All kinds of vacuum lines and things back there. This is definitely the era of vacuum lines. Vacuum, 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 everywhere. Vacuum hoses. Kind of the way they did things back then. You can see all kinds of vacuum pods, vacuum actuators. Lots and lots of vacuum. Possible places for vacuum leaks. Luckily, this one does not have any. This is the 2-liter inline 4-cylinder. It has roughly 120 horsepower and 150 pound-feet of torque. This one is in very nice shape. You can actually see some of the gold-colored or yellow-colored plating on a lot of the parts. On the turn crank there for the throttle, the fuel pressure regulator. Even these hose clamps are still nice and yellow, shiny colored like they're new from the factory. One thing I do like about this, since it's a 4-cylinder and it's not so complicated, like some cars today, they like to fold the intake manifolds over the area where the spark plugs would be, and it's a pain to get to them. But as you can see on this car, all the plugs are easy to get to right up front, and then there's our distributor with cap and rotor and everything that would also be very easy to get to. So service on this car would be very simple. So despite all the spaghetti of vacuum hoses and wires and things, it's really not that bad. It came in with excessive movement of the engine, like a torque mount or something was bad. We did take a look at that. Also, the shifter was floppy loose. It would go into gear, but it was very, very vague. Those were really the only two concerns that Euro-Asian Bob had. We actually already solved them. We'll talk about it here in a minute. But this car, when it was new, was right around $13,000. $1,500 of that was just the fact that it was the Turbo GT model, It actually costs $1,500 more. I wish today that a turbo package or an upgrade package was only $1,500 more. It's more like $5,000 now or more. But around $13,000 you could pick up one of these back then, and they get 28 to 30 miles per gallon on the highway, which is pretty good. So let's go ahead and hop into the interior and take a step back in time. It really takes you back in time just seeing the layout and the colors and everything.
Okay, ladies and gents, are you ready for a blast of brown? Here we go. So we look at our gauge cluster. We do have a little bit of orange going on there, actually quite a bit of orange going on there. It is all analog, everything back there. Dials and dials and a few more dials and a few little light up bulbs. But you can see that it has 51,704 miles on it. But this thing is in such great shape. Let's take a look at this dash. This is the type of dash that likes to, spew out and look like it has entered the Grand Canyon. Nothing going on here. All of that foam is encased nicely underneath all of this lovely dash. And look at the keys. This is the era of hard keys where you would actually can go and actually get them cut at your local hardware store. No special programming, just simple key. As you look back there, we do have a quartz clock back there as well. That is probably the only digital item on this car. Let's move down. We've got simple louvered styled little vents, slider bars for our HVAC system. As we look here, this is one of the major advantages of this car. Look at all of that equalizer slider knob galore. Yes. And you can also have the tape player with all sorts of buttons for there. And of course you could then also press your presets for your radio. We do have a hidey hole right here, which is our lovely ashtray with our cigarette lighter next to it. So as we look down here, underneath that ashtray, they better have been very careful in planning where they were putting those ashes, because you definitely did not want them dropping on your power window controls or the bin there to hold, I guess, all your spare change. But we also here, we have our lovely 5-speed shifter and our parking brake with another little coin holder. I guess now we would call that a cell phone holder today. Now, these seats are pretty impressive. They don't look very impressive, but they are. They have some lovely kind of striped, kind of a velour fabric on them with nice banding across the sides with some impressive bolster on the side. Now, I need to open my door to show you the full extent of what these seats can do. So as we see here, look at all these controls. There's a little guy here, there's this guy here, a little one here, a little one here. My goodness, there's more controls here than it seems like on many modern cars today. But don't worry, your hand will get a workout because everything is manual. No automatic buttons to press here. So you can definitely see there is some nice bolster on the side as well, but you can definitely control all these controls underneath all of that lush padding. Move to our door card, you'll see more of that fabric on the door card as well, but again, look at how nice and sleek that is. As we move to our floor, oh my gosh, there's a teddy bear down there, or at least the skin of a teddy bear is on the floor. Yes, that looks like it's very nice, fluffy teddy bear material. No, it is nice, lush carpet on the floor of this car, and it is in amazing condition for the age of this vehicle. One thing that is interesting, as we move to our back seat, you'll see that there's the brown line of going across the back, and then it connects to the seat as well and just wraps around. So this wraps around completely the length of the car. So I like how that connects over into the back seats as well. Again, more of that striped velour-ish material as well, but in amazing condition. I do like how the third brake light in the back has to be on its own little stand back there, but that's kind of cute and entertaining. But as we move up, obviously the headliner's in pristine condition. The dome light is on because the door is not closed all the way. That's why. We do have a lovely sunroof, moonroof up here as well, with controls right there as well. So we're back to the steering wheel, and the only creature comforts we have is a nub. Just a little nubbin right there, just to kind of help hold that thumb, I guess, right there as you are driving. But no airbag, because they didn't have those in 1986. We do have lovely little horn buttons on each side, so I guess if you're up here, you can go down there and hit it with your, I guess, the heel of your hand. Guess that works. But it's looking really good. The steering wheel's in great condition. There's no blistering, nothing going on at the top where it usually can happen, because this is definitely Garage Princess. I'm really curious what this looks like on the underside.
The Mazda 626 was really a very popular family car. I remember them being all over the road, hearing those 3 digits a lot. Hey, my uncle's got a 626 or this or that. There was a lot of them. Not anymore. But this one's really nice. Let's take a look. So there's our radiator, core support area. Everything looks good. There's where everything comes together for exhaust flange and comes back. Off of the turbo. Nothing leaking in this area. Transmission and also the engine oil pan are dry. Brakes have about 70% remaining. CV boots are good. Sway bar links are good. We'll go to this side. Brakes are good. Sway bar link is good. CV boots are good there as well. Here's our catalytic converter. And right here is part of our shifter rod. We put some new bushings in there. And also, right in there, the bushings were completely disintegrated, giving the vague loose feeling on the shifter. Now it has nice, tight shifter feel. New bushings all around. Here's a resonator. Everything's intact. Even the heat shields are intact. This looks like a brand new fuel tank. You can see that Spectra Premium. That is an aftermarket company. They didn't have Spectra Premium in 1986. So new tank. Brakes looking good over there, nothing major going on. Same situation over here. Nothing major or loose or anything. So Euro-Asian Bob was right. All it needed was some shifter bushings and also the lower engine torque mount. It was completely disintegrated, allowing the engine to rock back and forth. And that was actually located right next to the forward shifter bushings we just showed you. It's a black donut looking thing. So those 2 things have been taken care of. Now it shifts very nice and true and tight. And the engine is no longer rocking back and forth. Let's get this thing back on the ground. So once we finished up with this 626, everything was back in order that Euro-Asian Bob wanted sorted out. I just knew I need to do a video on this car to show you guys, because I know once this is sold and it's gone to wherever it's going, I likely will never see another one again for the rest of my life. And you guys may not either. So I definitely wanted you guys to have a chance out there to actually see one, I guess as they say, in the flesh. How nice condition it is. And if you're curious in buying this, there's a link in the description to get a hold of Euro-Asian Bob. You can talk to him about pricing and all that. I don't even know what that's going to be, but you're probably not going to buy it for $2,500. This thing's really fun to drive. It's peppy. This thing drives just like a new car. It is really nice. If you're curious what kind of tools we use to work on this one or really any of the cars in the shop, check our Amazon affiliates link in the description below. There's lots of really good gift ideas for Christmas for loved ones. If you buy anything there, we get a small cut and we really appreciate it. Make sure to check out Mrs. Wizard's Ways. She got all kinds of really cool videos there and a new one coming out soon. So also, don't forget here, the Car Wizard channel. Hit the subscribe button here. We have many more cool videos to come. Thanks for watching.